PF convention with or without PF? Lubinda's January 12 ultimatum explained. What if the Patriotic Front holds a convention without officially being the Patriotic Front? That is the question shaking Zambia's opposition politics tonight. After January 12, says given Lubinda, PF will go to convention. Under whatever umbrella. Is this strategy? Desperation? Or the clearest admission yet that PF's internal war has reached a breaking point? Good day, viewers. Welcome to another edition of InspirAfrica Official. I'm Nakash. We're stepping into the new year, and already the political landscape in Zambia is heating up with developments that have everyone talking. Before we dive into today's main stories, I hope you all had a restful holiday season, because politics certainly didn't take a break. Today's lead story, a showdown brewing within the Patriotic Front that threatens to tear the party apart at its very seams. Picture this. A party once united under a single banner, now fractured, bleeding members, divided by loyalty and ambition. The halls where decisions were once made with consensus now echo with the sounds of discord and ultimatums. At the center of it all stands given Lubinda, a man who has served the Patriotic Front for decades, now drawing a line in the sand with a deadline that has sent shockwaves through Zambian politics. January 12 marked that date. Because on that day, everything changes. But here's what everyone's asking: what happens when a founding member of a political party says enough is enough? What forces a seasoned politician to issue an ultimatum to his own political family? Is this the final act of a party struggling to find its identity after losing power? Can a convention held without official party structures ever be legitimate? And most intriguingly, what happens when the faction claims they are the real party, not the other way around? The stakes couldn't be higher. The Patriotic Front faces a constitutional crisis, a battle for its very soul. And given Lubinda just lit the fuse on what could be the most explosive political showdown of 2025. Tonight, we unpack what Lubinda really meant and what it could mean for Zambia's opposition future. Factual foundation, background and timeline. The revelation came to light through a press briefing that has since gone viral across Zambian social media and news platforms. On the first days of January 2025, given Lubinda, former Minister of Justice and long-serving member of the Patriotic Front, stepped before cameras and journalists to make an announcement that few saw coming. Speaking with the authority of someone who had weathered many political storms, Lubinda addressed the deepening crisis within the PF, a party that had ruled Zambia from 2011 to 2021 under President Edgar Lungu. The background to this drama stretches back to the PF's loss of power in the 2021 general elections. Since then, the party has been plagued by internal divisions, with different factions claiming legitimacy and control over party structures. At the heart of the dispute lies the question of leadership and who rightfully speaks for the Patriotic Front. According to Lubinda, a faction within the party has been organizing what they call a general conference scheduled for January 12, 2025. This conference, Lubinda insists, is being organized without proper consultation with legitimate party structures and, crucially, without the blessing of the recognized party leadership. The sequence of events unfolded as follows. In late December 2024, announcements began circulating about an upcoming PF convention. By early January, Lubinda and others aligned with what they consider the legitimate party structure began publicly questioning the legality and legitimacy of this gathering. Lubinda, representing a faction loyal to certain party protocols and, allegedly, to former President Edgar Lungu's continued influence, issued his ultimatum. The January 12th convention must be called off, or his faction will proceed with their own convention that excludes those organizing the unauthorized gathering. The stakes are clear: 2 conventions, 2 claims to legitimacy, 1 party name. And only one can emerge as the recognized Patriotic Front. Direct evidence, quotes and testimony. In his press briefing, given Lubinda did not mince words. Let me share with you his exact statements, because they reveal the depth of frustration and determination within this faction. Lubinda began by establishing his credentials and commitment to the party. I have been a member of the Patriotic Front since its inception. I have served this party in various capacities, in government and in opposition. And I can tell you that what is happening now, this attempt to organize a convention without following proper party procedures, is not only unconstitutional by our party constitution, but it is also a betrayal of everything we built together. When asked specifically about the January 12th date, Lubinda's response was firm: "We are giving them until January 12th. If they insist on proceeding with this illegitimate convention, then we will have no choice but to convene our own general conference." And I want to be very clear here, our conference will be the legitimate one. It will follow all constitutional requirements. It will be recognized by the Registrar of Societies. And those who choose to attend the other gathering? Well, they will be attending a meeting that has no standing, no legitimacy within the structures of the Patriotic Front. A journalist pressed him on whether this would effectively split the party. His answer revealed the calculus at play: split the party? No, no, no. You see, you cannot split what is already broken. What we are doing is clarifying who stands with the constitution of the PF and who does not. This is not about personalities. This is about the rule of law within our own party. If we cannot follow our own rules, how can we ask the government to follow the constitution of Zambia? Another reporter asked about the involvement of former President Lungu in this dispute. Lubinda was measured but clear. President Lungu remains a member of this party. He has not resigned. He has not been expelled. And as such, any major decisions about the party's future must, at the very least, consider his position as a founding member and former Republican president. The people organizing this other convention, they have not consulted him. They have not consulted the structures that remain loyal to the vision we all shared. So, you tell me, is that how a political party should operate? When pressed on what happens after January 12th if the other faction refuses to back down, Lubinda's tone grew more serious. Then we proceed. We proceed with our own convention. We will elect our own leadership if necessary. And we will make our case to the Registrar of Societies, to the Electoral Commission, and to the people of Zambia about who truly represents the Patriotic Front. This is not a threat. This is a statement of fact. January 12th is the deadline. After that, whatever happens, happens. Deeper analysis, implications and reactions. This ultimatum from given Lubinda opens up a Pandora's box of legal, political, and strategic questions that go far beyond just internal PF politics. From a legal standpoint, Zambia's Societies Act and the regulations governing political parties require that party conventions and leadership elections follow the procedures outlined in each party's constitution. The question now becomes: which faction actually controls the legitimate constitutional structures of the PF? The Registrar of Societies may ultimately have to make a determination about which convention, if any, is legally valid. This could take months or even years to resolve through the courts, leaving the PF in a state of legal limbo. Political analysts watching this drama unfold have offered varied perspectives. Dr. Sishiwa, a political commentator and historian, noted in a recent interview that the PF's problems are symptomatic of what happens when a party loses power without having built strong democratic institutions internally. For years, the party was held together by the benefits of incumbency. Now that those benefits are gone, we're seeing the true fragility of their internal cohesion. From the perspective of the faction organizing the January 12th convention, their argument centers on moving the party forward. Sources close to this faction, speaking on condition of anonymity, argue that Lubinda and others are attempting to maintain control through outdated structures that no longer reflect the current membership's wishes. They contend that their convention is about democratization and giving ordinary party members a voice. Something they claim has been lacking under the previous leadership structure. The United Party for National Development, Zambia's ruling party, has remained conspicuously quiet on the PF's internal struggles, though government sources privately express satisfaction at watching their main opposition rival tear itself apart. UPND spokesperson, speaking generally about opposition politics, recently remarked that the people of Zambia are watching. They want to see a strong, unified opposition that can hold government accountable. What they're seeing instead from the PF is chaos. there's also the question of timing. Why now? Why is this confrontation happening in early January 2025? Some observers point to the upcoming 2026 general elections, now just over a year away. Whoever controls the PF brand and structures will control access to whatever remains of the party's support base. Still substantial in certain regions of Zambia, particularly in Lusaka and the Copperbelt. This isn't just about pride or principle, it's about political survival and relevance. The broader implications for Zambian democracy are also worth considering. A fractured opposition benefits the ruling party but weakens the system of checks and balances that multi-party democracy requires. If the PF splits into multiple factions, each claiming legitimacy, it could fragment the opposition vote in 2026, making it even easier for UPND to maintain power. Alternatively, a clear resolution, whether through the Lubinda faction or the January 12 convention organizers establishing undisputed control, could allow the PF to consolidate and rebuild. Edgar Lungu's shadow looms large over all of this. The former president has remained relatively quiet publicly, but his continued presence in Zambian politics is undeniable. Some see Lubinda's ultimatum as Lungu's way of maintaining influence without directly involving himself. Others argue that Lungu's time has passed and that the January 12 convention represents a new generation trying to move the party beyond the Lungu era. The truth likely lies somewhere in between, a complicated dance of loyalty, ambition, and political calculation. So there you have it, viewers. January 12th. The date that will determine the future of the Patriotic Front. Will one faction back down? Will Zambia wake up on January 13th with two competing PF conventions having taken place? Or will some last-minute negotiation pull the party back from the brink? Given Lubinda has drawn his line in the sand, the ball is now in the court of those organizing the convention he opposes. The next few days will be crucial, and you can be absolutely certain that we'll be here to bring you every development as this story unfolds. Thank you so much for watching today's edition of InspirAfrica Official. I really appreciate you taking the time to stay informed about the critical political developments shaping our continent. This is the kind of story that reminds us why engaged citizenship matters, why understanding the internal workings of our political parties is crucial to understanding our democracy. I want to hear from you in the comments below. Do you think Lubinda's ultimatum is justified? Should the Patriotic Front find a way to unite both factions, or is a split inevitable at this point? Who do you think has the stronger claim to legitimacy? Drop your thoughts below, and let's have a respectful, informed discussion about the future of one of Zambia's major political parties. We'll be back tomorrow with more news, more analysis, and more of the stories that matter to you across Africa. Until then, stay informed, stay engaged, and remember, your voice matters in shaping the future of our democracies. This is Nakash, signing off from InspirAfrica Official. See you tomorrow, and have a wonderful rest of your day.